Welcome to our channel, where we explore the darkest corners of history and folklore. Today, we're going to delve into the chilling legend of the White Lady. A ghostly apparition that has been terrorizing people for centuries. The White Lady is a common figure in European folklore, particularly in Germany, Poland, and the Czech Republic. The legend varies from place to place, but the core story remains the same. She's a female spirit, dressed in white, who haunts castles, forests, and rural areas. According to legend, the White Lady was a beautiful and noble woman who lived in the Middle Ages. She was married to a powerful lord, but their marriage was unhappy. One day, she discovered that her husband was having an affair with a younger woman. In a fit of rage, she killed her husband and his lover. But her actions came at a terrible cost. She was cursed by the gods and doomed to roam the earth for eternity, dressed in white, as a symbol of her guilt and shame. Over the centuries, many people have claimed to have seen the White Lady. Some say she appears as a beautiful woman in white, while others describe her as a ghostly apparition with glowing eyes. People who have encountered her often report feeling a chill run down their spine, as if they've been touched by something cold and malevolent. Some believe that the White Lady is a harbinger of doom, a sign that death is near. Others think that she's a lost soul, searching for peace and redemption. Whatever the explanation, one thing is certain: the White Lady remains a fascinating and terrifying figure in our collective imagination. In some versions of the legend, the White Lady is said to be a seductress, luring men to their deaths with her beauty and charm. In others, she's a vengeful spirit, seeking revenge on the living for the wrongs she suffered in life. Despite the many variations of the legend, the core elements remain the same. The White Lady is a ghostly apparition, dressed in white, who haunts specific locations and is often associated with death, doom, and destruction. In Germany, the White Lady is known as Weissfrau and is said to haunt the castles and forests of Bavaria. In Poland, she's known as Viola Dama and is said to haunt the ruins of old castles. In the Czech Republic, she's known as Bílá Paní and is said to haunt the forests and mountains of Bohemia. In addition to these countries, the White Lady has also been spotted in other parts of Europe, including Austria, Hungary, and Romania. Her legend has also spread to other parts of the world, including North and South America, where she's often associated with the ghostly apparitions of former colonial powers. So, what's behind the legend of the White Lady? Some experts believe that she's a manifestation of our collective guilt and shame. Others think that she's a symbol of the oppression of women throughout history. Whatever the explanation, one thing is certain: the White Lady remains a powerful symbol of our deepest fears and anxieties. In recent years, the legend of the White Lady has experienced a resurgence in popularity, thanks in part to the rise of social media and online platforms. People from all over the world have shared their own encounters with the White Lady, and the legend continues to captivate and terrify us to this day. Some have even reported seeing the White Lady in modern times, often in places with a dark history. For example, in the 1990s, several people reported seeing a ghostly woman in white at the site of a former concentration camp in Poland. Others have reported experiencing strange occurrences, such as unexplained noises, movements, and cold spots, in places where the White Lady is said to haunt. While the legend of the White Lady is certainly chilling, it's also a reminder of the power of folklore and mythology to shape our understanding of the world. Whether or not you believe in ghosts, the White Lady remains a fascinating and complex figure, full of contradictions and mysteries. One of the most interesting aspects of the White Lady legend is its connection to the history of women's rights. In many versions of the legend, the White Lady is depicted as a woman who was wronged by society, often through no fault of her own. Her ghostly apparition is a symbol of the injustices that women have faced throughout history. The White Lady has also been associated with the concept of the femme fatale, a woman who is both beautiful and deadly. This archetype has been present in folklore and mythology for centuries, and the White Lady is one of its most enduring and fascinating examples. In addition to her connection to women's rights and the femme fatale archetype, the White Lady has also been associated with a number of other themes and motifs. These include the concept of guilt and shame, the power of love and revenge, and the supernatural.